What is going on, guys? Chris Barr, the first here. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Trains. Now, you're probably clicking on this video wondering, what are these two locomotives? The Dash 8s and the Dash 9s. What are the differences? That's the topic today. Right here on the Talking Trains series. Again, you are watching the Talking Trains series on the Chris Barker the First channel. I'm your host, Chris Barker. Let's get this show underway. Now, before we start this video, we should probably say, what is a Dash 8? A Dash 8 was a GE diesel electric locomotive built in the 1980s. GE built the Dash 8 to replace its predecessor, Dash 7s. Dash 7s became really unreliable, so GE thought it would be a good idea to upgrade to a different and more powerful locomotive, introducing the Dash 8s. Dash 8s were one of the most popular slash fuel efficient slash efficient diesel electric freight locomotive there was in the 1980s. Dash 8s have unfortunately been retired over the years, and they have become more rare. But before we get into that, all that saddening news, we should probably say there was another Dash 8 introduced for Amtrak. Um, I'm not going to get into the locomotive models. All I know is the Dash 8s were one of the most um, reversal locomotive there was in the 1980s. I don't know what I just said. They were the most popular and the most hefty freight locomotive there was in the 1980s. A Dash 8 model was also, a specific Dash 8 model was specifically made for Amtrak. Hauling passenger trains, they still use them today, but have become very rare to see out on passenger trains, as now they use them for switching their passenger cars at, for example, the Auto train station in Virginia. That's a good place where you can see one of those Dash 8s. You can also see them up in Seattle. They'll be switching cars up there. But Dash 8s have really declined over the years, because now we got GEVOs. GEVOs do all the work around here. That's all that past St. Denis Mark Station. This was a really cool sight to see. 7860 is a Dash 8 locomotive. The model name is C40, C40-8W. Dash 8 standing that this is a part of the Dash 8 series. The C40 meaning the wheel arrangement. The C wheel arrangement means it was 6 axles. Dash 8s also had a B wheel arrangement, and it would be, in that case, the Dash 8 would have in its name B40-8 W. C yeah, dash 8 BCW or something. It's locomotive names are really confusing, but yeah, it would have the B instead of the C arrangement. C40 instead, it would be B40-8W or something like that. Anyways, Dash 8s were one of the most hefty iron horse pulling machines on the rails back in the 1980s. And unfortunately, Dash 8s have become more and more rare to see, as Norfolk Southern, BNSF, and Union Pacific, and CSX has retired most of their Dash 8 locomotives. Dash 8s can still be seen today, but they are still more rare. I should also mention that CSX has revived some of its Dash 8s. And there's another type of Dash 8 we did not get to type. Standard Cab Dash 8s. Standard Cab Dash 8s, instead of having the wide nose as we all love and we see it today on GE locomotives, it went for more of an EMD type look. On, like, for example, a GP38-3 or GP40-3. How it has the skinny nose in the front and it's not wide like a GE locomotive is. Well, GE made, those were the earliest Dash 8s is what I meant to say. The earliest Dash 8s had a standard cab. Unfortunately, many standard cab Dash 8s have been retired and scrapped. However, there are still many out there on short line railroads. In fact, Western Maryland Scenic Railroad just got a Dash 8, a standard cab Dash 8, not too long ago, and it's out there pulling excursion trains, which is really, really cool. So, that is a rundown on GE's Dash 8. Now it's time to go to the Dash 9s. Alrighty, moving on to Dash 9s. GE's Dash 9. The GE Dash 9 was built in the 1990s. They were produced in the 1990s, and they were a much better upgrade than the GE Dash 8s. Surprisingly, there are way more GE Dash 9s than there are Dash 8s out on the rails today. One of them is CSX 9041. This was an amazing catch that I caught at St. Denis Mar Station. This is a video that I did back right before school started. This thing, for how old it is, because GE-8s and GE-9s are good, I would have to say, for a GE-9, this is pretty nice. But yeah, GE-8s and GE-9s have a little bit better, they're more reliable, they're even more hefty than GE-8s. They have different wheel arrangements as well than the GE-8s. And everything about the GE-9 is just better than what the Dash 8 is. GE, this model right here is a GE C40-9W. Dash 9 means that it's a part of the Dash 9 series, and then the C40 is the wheel arrangement. And then the W is the Dash 8, I mean, what am I trying to say here? The W stands for wide cab. Now, unfortunately, there were standard cab Dash 9s. Unfortunately, Norfolk Southern rebuilt all the standard cab Dash 9s into AC 44C6Ms with their brand new program, or going on a couple years now, the rebuilds of AC 44C6Ms. It is very, very sad to see that one of these standard cab Dash 9s have not been preserved, as Norfolk Southern should be ashamed of themselves for not giving one up for auction or given to a tourist railroad or railroad museum somewhere where one of these historical Dash 9 locomotives could be preserved. And unfortunately, and Norfolk Southern, this is what I think. I think it's totally rude and ignorant that you did not give one of those Dash 9s up for auction or given to a short line railroad or a railroad museum, someone that could fix the locomotive up and put it under preservation. That is your fault, and because of it, we have one more extinct breed of locomotives. Dash 9s. Standard cab Dash 9s. I should also mention, although it shouldn't be in this video, I'm going to include it anyway, the high hood units are also going through the same thing. The high hood GP38-2s are getting rebuilt into the low nose versions, are also known as Admiral cabs. All the high hood GP50s are gone, completely extinct, and the GP38-2s are next. There's only a few SD40 high hoods left on Norfolk Southern's roster. It's very sad to see that Norfolk Southern doesn't care for these engines. And they'll be gone in a couple years probably. I'd be very surprised if they last till 2030. However, there are still many, and I mean many, of regular Dash 9s, Y-cab Dash 9s. Such as this one in front of me, the 9041. Still in great condition, still running on CSX today. But all a Dash 9 is it's just basically a big upgrade to the Dash 8s. And they still carry out into 2022 today. So folks, that is a rundown on GE-8s and GE-9s. Honestly, I've got to say, the short line railroads are what is keeping these engines alive and well. If it wasn't for the short line railroads, these engines would have been gone a good long time ago. And to be honest with you, CSX has revived the Dash 8s quite a bit recently because they've been purchasing Pan Am Railways, bringing back standard cab Dash 8s back, which means standard cab Dash 8s are back on CSX, but we do not know how long CSX is going to keep them. Based on what it sounds like, I think they're going to keep them for quite a while, so you'll have a chance to still get them. But I'm going to tell you something right now, they're not staying forever. Standard cab Dash 9s, I'm completely baffled on why Norfolk Southern did not restore them or sell them off to a short line railroad. But we still got plenty of standard cab Dash 8s left in the world today. And yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you for watching.